Hey everyone, my name's Ronzilla, and today we're going to be taking a look at the SH Figurearts Kaiju number 8. Now, I know everybody basically reviewed this like 5 years ago, but Kaiju number 8 Season 2 is coming out soon, and I kind of want to capitalize. And he is getting reissued soon because of Season 2, so the painting and sculpting on this figure is pretty good. The overall paint all around him is really clean, and there's basically like no blemishes or anything. Although, in my opinion, I think on the box it's a bit darker. Truth be told, I kind of wish they kept it darker. But speaking of the box, fairly standard SH Figurearts box, nothing really too new here. Although I do love these colors though. Anyway, sculpt here is very accurate to the show. And I could be wrong, but I feel like it is slightly different compared to the manga. But either way, I don't really care. The rather light blue is actually a really nice contrast compared to the darker colors that this figure has. And every little spike you see is all a little sharp. Even on his little grippers. Now getting onto the face here, it is also sculpted really nicely. All the teeth are sculpted all around the mouth and the face. Even his eyes are painted really nicely. Now let's get into his accessories. Kaiju number 8 comes with 3 faceplates. Any and all the faceplates can be removed if you take off his face and replace it like so. You want to make sure that this little ball joint aligns up with this little hole, so you gotta put the thing in the hole and you're all good. The faces you get a roaring like face, a shocked face, and a growling face, which is pointing off to the side. I do kind of wish it wasn't staring off to the side like that, but that's just typical Figurearts, they've done that before. But I don't know, I really like this particular growling face, and I kind of wish it was pointing off to the front. After that, you get some alternate hands, which I guess these are just like clawed or something hands, I don't know. Pretty self-explanatory on how to get the alternate hands on. And for the final accessories, you get an alternate arm and an alternate leg piece. You also get these little leg things, but that's for the leg accessory. In order to replace the arm, you gotta take off this specific part by pulling on it. And then when you're applying the new arm, make sure that these little bits are on the bottom when you put the thing in the hole. And then all you gotta do after that is just put the hand back on. As for his leg, you've got to take off this entire piece. When applying, you're going to want to make sure that this little piece right here is going to be in the back when you put the thing in the hole. Coming back to the leg, you're just going to want to rip off his whole foot and put the thing in the hole once again. But we're not done here, because then you're going to want to grab these spikes. And there's going to be a little pattern in the hole, so you just kind of have to match up the pattern when you put the thing in the hole. That also applies for the side one as well. And then lastly, the back spike. And that's his completed form. For the context of all this, it's basically just when he's using this little rocket punch thing and the stabilizer, so But if I'm being honest, I'm probably never going to use this because this whole tripod setup is kind of annoying to pose him with. But it's whatever, we still got it anyway. Jesus. And that's it in terms of accessories. I do feel like this was kind of a lackluster release. But I could also say that about the SH Figurearts Ultimate Gohan. You wanna know why? Kafka here was a victim of the DLC. And what I mean by that is, a bunch of other figures in the same line come with some more faceplates. So really, you gotta spend another $60, $50, depending on who you're getting, to get an alternate faceplate that you really want. And I would do it if the figures were actually really good. And it just sucks, because I really hate, and I'm pretty sure everybody else does, but everybody hates this. I really wouldn't mind if he was just a little bit more pricey if we got the same faceplates. And with the Ultimate Gohan, if you got Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, you'd get the Super Saiyan head. I really don't know why Bandai didn't put a ton of effort into the other human figures. Just from reviews that I've seen, they're just not the best in terms of posability. Well, at least I'm glad SH Monster Arts didn't do this, because that'd be a lot of money. Oh, wait. Now, with the lackluster amount of accessories, at least one thing isn't lackluster. The posability. You get a ball joint in the head and neck. He can look up about that far and down about that far. These little head things can also move too to adjust to whatever poses. Technically, there is a ball joint at the face. His arms can move out. Whole 360. Bicep swivel. Double bend at the elbow. There is a hinge joint in the hand. And a swivel. And interestingly enough, there is a little back part that opens up like this, which, opening this up, will allow a beautiful arcing back. Good enough, at least. And he can crunch really far. Speaking of the articulation, when you really try to sit him up, his abs kind of get the space, which I really don't like. But anyway, he has a slight swivel in the body area. He has drop down legs, which allows him to kick up about that far, and that allows him to kick back about that far. A cool little thing about it is this little thigh area is on a ball joint. Really offers some posability here. Double bend at the knee. His foot can move up, back, and pivot really nicely. And lastly, he has a toe bend. Kaiju number 8's posability is really good. You can make Kaiju number 8 do any poses you want, but that previously mentioned ab issue is rather annoying. Now, let's get into some size comparisons. Here he is next to a Bandai action figure series, movie monster series, a NECA figure, SH Monster Arts, and lastly, Haya Toys. Overall, this figure is awesome. Despite all the nitpicks I have with this figure, he's still one of my favorites. He's not the all-time best SH Figuarts release, but he's still a really, really good one. He's pretty tall, he poses well, and he's just really nice. I'd highly recommend this to anyone who's a fan of Kaiju number 8. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed, please consider liking and subscribing. Maybe share around my content, I don't know. But that's enough out of me. See you guys in the next video.